A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes is better than a master of one. The Jack of all trades achievement in Baldur's Gate 3 can be a long and challenging road. It requires you to play through the entire game leveling a character up to maximum level with one level in each class without ever speaking to Withers about a respec. Got a couple pieces of advice to help prevent some tragedy along the way if you're doing this the long way, as well as a super straightforward way to save yourself over 100 hours of a full playthrough to get this achievement, so stick around to the end. If you're looking to actively use your Jack of all trades character, then it's important to think about the fact that your overall damage can be quite low, but you still have good options for support, even early on. Bard, for example, has Vicious Mockery, which while very low in damage output, is a cantrip that can impose disadvantage on a creature's next attack roll, which can turn the tide in some fights. There's also things like Cleric's Bless or Bane, Warlock's Hex, and loads of other support spells and abilities. Remember, you're likely not going to be the strongest one in the group, so focus on being a dedicated supporter, keeping the group greased up and optimized. The most tragedy-preventing tip is about Paladin, and while Paladin is a great class, there are reports from people saying that if you break your oath, it breaks the achievement as it changes it from default Paladin, and it seems that even restoring the oath will not reset that flag in-game. So, steer clear of Paladin until your last level up if you don't want your run to end in tragedy. Another tip for you is to remember that while it's tempting to do this on easy so you don't have to struggle through the game, you cannot multi-class in Explorer mode. It has to be at least balanced. Now, I have read some reports that you can change the difficulty mid-game, add the class, and then change back. I obviously haven't tested this, as I don't want to sink a few hundred hours into one playthrough like that, as well as the fact that I already have the achievement, so I wouldn't be able to tell if it broke or not anyway. But I'm throwing this out there as food for thought. Do so at your own risk. But now we come to the final and biggest tip I have for you that will save you literally hundreds of hours. You can do this if you have a save file on a level 12 game, or are going to do another playthrough to completion. Once you hit level 12, you can go to Withers and hire a hireling that you've never used before. Once you do so, you can sit there and level them up to level 12 with one level in each class. And once you're done, the Jack of all trades achievement will pop up. Even simpler is if there's a companion that you don't play sitting at camp, you can do the same thing with them and that'll save you 200 gold. You know, like that matters at level 12. Now that you've got that achievement in the bag in a super simple way, click here to check out some awesome hidden stuff in Act 1 so you can make sure you don't miss out on anything in that new playthrough you're about to start.